Yes, good morning, everybody. Imanshu Adhikari over here again. And as discussed, that we already know everything about encapsulation, and I guess we only covered encapsulation, so we'll start up with inheritance. So, as I told you guys, that it is a talkative language. So, what do you guys think when you hear the term inheritance, right? To inherit something. For example, you're gonna inherit the property that your dad have as a as a family gift, right? So this is the same concept that we follow up in uh, computer language also. A parent class, we have parent and a child. Okay, so the child class, if this is the child class and this is the parent class, the child is inherit all the properties of the parents and can also implement some overriding functions to it in order to make it work according to it. So that is why we use inheritance. So that helps us with code modularity, code reusability, code maintainability. So what do you guys think? So let me also give you guys a computer life example. So when we are saying that when we are using an app like Flipkart, and there's Amazon, and then there's another app like another any shopping app. So they also have. You guys would have know about this, but you didn't exactly know what is happening because nobody ever told you guys about this. Okay, so when we are talking about all these plus subscription languages, so what exactly happens is what Flipkart would do is Flipkart Plus would inherit all the properties from the Flipkart app plus some free delivery and some extra overriding functions to it, and then that would be a subscribed Flipkart Plus. So the parent class still have the authority and ownership, but the child class can implement its own functions. So if I have to give you guys a proper bookish definition, it would go like inheritance is one of the four principles where a parent class or superclass gets its uh, functionalities from the parent class. So there are different type of inheritance. One of them is single level inheritance, where a single parent and a single child exists. A single child inherits all the properties from the parents. For example, if I have a class animal, the most basic common example, eat, make sound, it can be anything. Okay, sys out. Sys out is nothing. System.out.println. I'm not writing it because we are not mm, eats, vegetarian, right? So the word that we use for class, the word that we use for inheritance is mm, lan extends animal. So now we would have to for sure implement this function. Okay, but on the same side we would have to give certain implementation to it. For example, this now we have a void. Mhm. Voila. Over here you can see an example of single level inheritance. So you guys got to know about now there are multi-level inheritance also. There are one second over here it would be eat, as we have a class that is named lan only. So as you guys can see, we had a parent class that had a function like eat, and it said it eats vegetarian. On the same inside, we made another class lion that extends animal. It is the child class. So this is the child class that inherits this property from the parent class and provides its own implementation. So now if I do a main method call and I do something like main lion lion is equals to new lion, and I'll do lion dot eat, then we would get an implementation of eats non-veg, right? Now this over here is a common example of inheritance, and one more important thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that the super keyword and constructor inheritance. Yes. So what is a super constructor? One second, I'll just get a good example of it, and then I'll. So we just had an example of this single level multi inheritance, and now there is our multi level inheritance. And for this multi level inheritance, I have taken an example that I'll simply explain it to you guys. For example, let's take the simple example of that we did before. We have a class animal that has a following function implemented that says eat, and it eats. Okay. Now, multiple mammal, dog, if there is a cat, also a cat would inherit from this. So we will say this is also inheriting from a single parent, this is also inheriting from a, this is multi-level, not multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java. Okay, one thing to be very clear, what is the difference between multi-level? This is level by level. As we It is a compile type language, it runs on line by line by line. Okay, so this would be executed from the main, the object for the dog would be creating, this would be in run, then dog dot eat, where is dog dot eat? So as dog is implementing mammal, which is extending animal, so technically we have all the authority to, when we create an instance of a dog and we do dog dot eat, we can do access it from here. How? Because our A is implementing B, which is implementing C. So indirectly, A is directly implemented by C. Okay, so this, if we do extends animal, comma mammal, comma cat, if there was one more class, that is not allowed. That would be called multiple inheritance. But this is allowed. This is a loophole that we found. Okay, this is the loophole that we found, and basically all these things would be accessed then. Okay, if we do dog dot eat, dog dot walk, dog dot park, then it would be easily accessible. This is what we call multi-level of inheritance. And one more example that I wanted to show you guys was of, we can also achieve this through interfaces. So what are interfaces? Interfaces are nothing. Interfaces Interfaces are just the function line without a proper constructor and without anything that would be further uh, a do and enrolled by another class, which would provide any overriding function to it in order to give us its own implementation. Okay, it is just a blueprint, only abstract methods. After Java 8, default static methods can be there in Java, uh, and in order to achieve abstraction, we use inheritance. We haven't talked about abstraction yet, so that is why I'm not sure that how to tell you guys about it. So yes, if I have to take the same example of animal and give you guys a relevant information about how to do it, then I would say that if I make a we what we did class animal, right, and we provided our implementation over here, something like this. For an interface, what we would do is interface animal and void make sound, and that's it. Now if we do public class lan, and then we would be my so the main difference that you guys have to see about is while we are doing a normal inheritance, we do that extends, and when we are implementing an interface, we directly write implements. Implements are class animal, which would basically void make sound, which doesn't accept any parameters obviously, and sys out. I should have chosen a dog or something like that. Well, and voila, we just achieved abstraction using the interface, implementing an interface. This is how, and then there are multiple interfaces also. Like, oh, one more important thing. Now we do one more interface of flying. Void can fly. Okay, and we do this, we do this. So now we can inherit multiple interfaces, comma, flying. And what we can do is we can also provide void can fly sys out. No, it can't. So now from the main method, when we'll run it and we'll make an instance of a, so let's do it main. Mm, lan. Let's take another lan. Okay. Dog dot can fly. Then we would obviously get a no, it can't. And if we do a dog dot make sound, it would say a meow, because in our if we have to implement another function for it, then we would have to make sure that we are making the dog bark like wow wow, and then it would be good to go. And I guess we covered everything. One more thing that I would have to tell you guys is super. Do I have any example of super written over here? Just a second, guys. So nothing. I'll just simply tell you guys. You can explore it on your own. When we use super, it will directly, for example, A inheriting B, which inherits C, which inherits D. In D's constructor, if I define the word super, then it would directly call this one. Super means the very first parent constructor that is there, that would be called not B, not C, not D, but A. So this is what we call inheritance. Okay. And now we have covered inheritance. Now we have covered encapsulation. And the third and fourth thing would be our polymorphism, the many forms, and abstraction. Abstraction, we just saw a glimpse of it, and I'll try to explain it in a better way in the next video, obviously. So, thanks a lot.